All right, listen to me, okay? This is hard. Some days I go to the Goodwill bins and I buy stuff that we're gonna resell, and that's awesome. Some days I go to the bins and I buy a bunch of video games, and that's awesome. But some days, on bright, shining, awesome, magnificent days, I go to the Goodwill bins and I buy a bunch of trash. Bags full of nonsense that no one needs. Boxes full of nonsense that no one needs. But, though I don't need any of this junk, it's going to make for an awesome episode. So definitely stick around to the end and see everything that we got. This is really cool to look at. Check this out. What's up, everybody? Tindo here. With me, I've got Hannah and 5 packages. Where are those going?
New York, California, and Australia.
New York, California, and Australia. 2 of them to California?
I think so. I can't remember.
All right, well, we got to get those to the post office, get those sent out. It's a bunch of clothes that we've sold online. If you're watching and you're interested in checking out the clothing that we sell, links are always in the description, but that's not really a huge part of our YouTube. It is a little bit. It's how we make the money to do all this thrifting that we do, which is what we're about to do. We're definitely going to the bins today, and then what happens after that, stick around and find out. It's our home away from home, the Goodwill bins. Anything good?
Nope.
Same.
Did you see that big woody picker?
Oh yeah, was that you?
Well, that's his, but if he's not gonna take it, I'm gonna grab it.
That's awesome.
82.
That's awesome. It's huge.
Yeah.
Look at it. First off, look at this psychedelic shark. Never seen that before. Also, this bin has an insane amount of Nerf stuff just laying on the top, so I guess I'm gonna dig through it a little bit. There's just tons of it. Nerf, there's just tons of little pieces. Why is there so much Nerf stuff in here? Wii controller, AC/DC. There's the rest of that AC/DC album, I guess.
Look at this.
Whoa. Look at all that. Now look at this. So we're just digging and digging through this bin, right? There's tons of Nerf darts, tons of Nerf parts in here, which is all great. I want all of that. But I just found what's probably the best thing. It's the stand for that Knuckles. I am super stoked. I do not have enough Sonic stuff on my shelf at home. Look at all those darts.
Hey.
We dug in there for about 30 minutes and got a bag full of nonsense. You're definitely going to want to stick around to the end to see some of the nonsense we got in there. But look at all this.
Panda socks.
It's really like a bin full of collectibles. I'm glad we dug through it. So I'm just digging through bins here. Today's been a day of two things. One, sharks. There have been a multitude of sharks today, but something I'm very thankful for. Today's been a day of Sonic. Look at that. Let's go.
Look at what I found.
Hannah just found a great big stack of Game of Thrones posters. Hold on. So there's different ones?
There's Jon Snow.
Wow.
And then Cersei Lannister.
What is this, like a blood drive initiative?
Yeah.
Initiative? Some sort of... Wow. Very
Dark.
nice.
Dark.
I don't need them. Science experiments.
I feel like that was you as a kid.
Definitely. Okay, that is it for the Goodwill bins. I bought a lot of nonsense, okay? Normally when we go to the bins, I just carry my phone around, I leave it rolling, and I just get clips of everything that I find. Today, there was a lot going on. There was a bunch of stuff in the bins that wasn't stickered, which means that it was all brought to here from a Goodwill without anyone going through it. They didn't even go through it at the stores. They just dumped it into a bin and said, you guys get rid of this. So that means usually there's a lot more to look at. So that made today a little bit different than the normal bins trip. And then secondly, there were so many people here. Running around with the camera just wasn't feasible. So we've got a lot to look at when we get home that you might not have quite seen yet. Next up on the agenda for today is the Savers here behind us. We haven't been to this Savers on the channel in at least a couple weeks, pretty much because it's the furthest one away. And the last couple times we've been here, I've had no luck. Like, I haven't bought anything from here in months. You?
I usually have pretty good luck at this one.
I think the last time I was here, I bought a Xbox, original Xbox. It was kind of in box. It was in the original box without any of the other packaging stuff, and the box was in rough shape. But I got out of here with it for like 12 bucks, so it was kind of worth it. It's on the shelves in the game room now. Maybe if we could repeat that luck. What it is the last few times I've been here, there's been no video games on the shelves. There's been a couple sports games in the lockbox, and that's it. That's a boo. Once again, there's a few games in the lockbox there, and if there's just nothing else on the game shelf, it's going to be a bummer, but we'll go see. See, just PC games. This is what it's been like here the last few times, just a whole lot of nothing. I imagine what it is that someone local here has this particular Savers on lockdown and gets here early on half off Mondays and buys all the good stuff. Let's go. Look at that blue Yoshi. Jar Jar. I'm not really going to leave here with much that I want, but look at all these figures. There's so much here to look at. Spawn.
Go look at that bookshelf over there.
It looks like it's going to be one of those days where I don't find a ton of video games, but I find a ton of everything else. I got one video game here, but I got a bag full of Yoshis. That's awesome. And then I got probably what's gonna be find of the day. I got a bookcase. And honestly, I just needed these shelves more than I needed the bookcase, because I'm about 10 shelves short at home, which means the bookcase is probably gonna go into my storage unit. These are gonna go home and get painted. And then maybe later when I find some more wood to source for shelves for that one, I'll bring it home and paint it. But I can't get enough of these bookshelves. I need like a dozen more. I am so thankful for this van. So we are driving towards the Savers right now. Actually, if I turn right off this road that I'm on, right past this semi, I would be right at the Savers. It's just down the road. But we're going left because I just spotted a Goodwill off the highway that I'm pretty sure I've never seen before. Now listen, I say that sometimes on the channel when we get there and I go, oh, I know this Goodwill, just haven't been there in a year. But this Goodwill was right off the highway, and it was in a shopping complex. It looks new anyways. And I will be surprised a little bit if we have been there before, but I'm pretty sure this is a new one, which gets me really excited. How do you feel?
Let's go.
I just know we're going to get there now, and it's going to be one we've been to. But let's go check it out. The funny thing about it is that, like, it's not, but, like, I don't know. It's, like, 500 or 600 feet on the other side of this thing, but we've got to go, like, 4 miles around to get to it because it's not actually off of one of the off ramps. We got to go through some neighborhoods. I don't know. All right, so exactly what I just told you was going to happen happened. We have been to this Goodwill. I recognize it now that we're off the highway, but listen, we have not been there on the channel. We have 100% not been there on the channel because it's been more than a year since we've been here. It's been way back when we moved to Phoenix since we've been here for sure. So you guys, you guys are definitely going to be treated to a Goodwill you've never seen before. So those shelves, I should have tied them down. So there are a lot of video games here, and there are plenty of them that I would love to have, but everything here is $5 or $6, and those are prices that I'm not into. So I'm definitely gonna have to double check there's nothing here that like would be harder to get elsewhere. It's gonna be worth $5. Definitely gonna have to make sure there's not anything that I really, really want to play. But for now, definitely getting Stitch, even though it's $6, probably worth. I want you to check this out. Here's the problem with the bag toys at Goodwills and pretty much at all thrift stores. There is a yellow Yoshi in there and I want it to death. This is $3.49 for the whole bag. There's nothing else I want in there. But yellow Yoshi, I have to have that, right? Superman. Hannah, you didn't catch what color the sticker was, did you?
I did not.
Why don't you go find out for me real quick?
Okay.
What color is it?
Orange.
So orange is half off, which is awesome. Means I'm not paying $6 for this Stitch game. The other orange ones here are just Fantastic Four. Dance Dance, I have all of that. Another Dance Dance. Kind of colorblind with these glasses on. All right, that's the only orange, so I'm definitely buying this. 2 more DS games I didn't spot. Puzzle Quest. They're all $5 though. Why? I don't want $5 video games. I want $2 video games. All right, well, we're definitely getting Stitch. I'm so excited about that. Look at this. Come here. Yellow Yoshi. You think that's worth... It's hard to say it's worth $4, but after all that other Yoshi stuff I just bought, gotta have. Even though we technically have been to this Goodwill before, I'll tell you why it's still like being at a brand new Goodwill. And that is because this Goodwill used to be what was called a redesigned Goodwill. And I want you to comment below if you have anything like this in your hometown. For a couple years, a few Goodwills all over town changed their inside to just being more like furniture and home goods and stuff that was almost new and just like kind of the best of the best stuff. I guess it didn't work out for them though, because they closed most of them down and then one or two of them they just turned into a regular Goodwill. So there's also this thing that...
Oh my God, look at these.
Okay, we have to get those. They're only $1.50 a piece? Let's go. They're not even the same. They're a bit different.
They're so beautiful.
Good find. All right, let's buy those. Forget what I was gonna say. See this giant shelf behind me? It's a lot wider than my standard IKEA shelves. Let's measure it with this IKEA tape measure that I keep in my pocket. I don't know why, but it is in my pocket. If it's the same height as the rest of my shelves, I might get it. It's exactly 7 foot tall. I don't know how tall my shelves are though, but I've got one in the car. Let's go find out. Oh yeah, just looking at this shelf, it looks a lot shorter. Oh yeah, this shelf is a whole foot shorter than that other shelf, which sucks. I'd like to have a big wide one like that, but we're not going home with another shelf today. All right guys, we are back in the game room. Awesome trip to the bins, a couple great thrift stores, and we came home with what I like to refer as a bunch of glorified nonsense. As I said earlier in the video, sometimes you do this and you come home with some specific things you really need. It's a great day. And then some days, things just go wild and you come home with some nonsense. That's today. So I don't even know how to get through all this. Hannah, let's do your clothes real quick. And then I'll do something extra unorthodox and get my video games out of the way quick so we can get on to the rest of this exciting nonsense. What did you get at the thrift stores?
I got some clothes. So I got probably the coolest piece, the most no-brainer, this Mickey Mouse vintage sweatshirt.
That is old.
Yeah, she's pretty.
That's awesome. Are you keeping it or selling it?
I'm gonna sell it, but it's tempting.
You should keep that one.
It's really pretty. I have a Mickey Mouse sweatshirt, so it's fine.
All right.
This little denim skirt, little 90s doodad, cute. This one's probably one of my favorites. I spotted this from across the room. It is a neon Hawaiian shirt from the 80s. This is my favorite part, though. Look at that tag.
I want to just tear that tag out and sew it to my jacket.
It's so cool. Little suicide doors. Isn't that what it's called?
Yeah.
This one is actually for me. I've been kind of obsessed with these like linen, I call them grandma shirts. They're just like straight, like just rainbow shirts. My grandma wore them whenever she was alive, so that's why I've been picking those up. These little pair of shorts, little elastic waistband, 80s, cool. Pair of Ralph Lauren jorts.
Whoa. Look how big that logo is.
That's a let 'em know logo, if you know what I mean. Got stuck to my chair. A denim dress. I always pick up denim dresses. This one's got this little like distressing detail on the pockets and on the back of the yoke. Kind of cool. And a pair of Lee jeans. It's got the cool seaming on the top. These are my favorite type of Lee jeans, just to give it a little added pizzazz. I think they're cool. A little dark wash and some rainbow sneaks.
Those are pretty cool.
I love these. I wish they were my size.
Super GA? What does that mean?
I'm not sure. I've never heard of that brand in my life.
Those are cool though.
Last but not least, these
How cool
beauties.
I'm kind of curious as to why it's the, slightly different design or whatever, but I don't know. There might have been a whole set that were all slightly different, or maybe they're two different sets. 2010 I think they both say 2010. I'm not sure. But yeah, those are beautiful. Those are going on my Ninja Turtle shelf.
I want to drink out of them.
All right. I don't know how to get through the rest of my nonsense, so let's just kind of fly through it here. We don't have to dig through this bag. It's a bag full of Nerf clips and Nerf stuff. I have long been reselling Nerf, and lately I haven't been selling it so much. I've just kind of been stacking it up. I probably have, there's no exaggeration here, about 1,000 Nerf clips, and probably about 100 guns, and then just an infinite number of peripherals and add-ons and all the other Nerf stuff. So that's just going to go to the storage unit. I'm going to keep stacking it up for a little while. Then I'll find something to do with all of it. And then there's some stuff here. Look at all this. I got a Sonic, and that's pretty cool. First plushie Sonic I have. Really only the Sonic figure of any kind I have. I'm very happy about this. I'm very glad to put this on a shelf and kind of start a Sonic shelf in the room. And I have a Knuckles to put right there with him. And I have the base for this Knuckles, though I failed to grab it before this episode started. But that's alright. So he has a little base he stands on. Super dope. Super happy to put those guys on the shelf. Equally excited about this next one. At one thrift store today, I found a bag full of Yoshis, which is awesome because I complain about this almost every episode. When you go to the thrift store, they have bags of toys. It's always like $5, and there's only ever one toy you want in them. But it's full of Yoshis. I already have about a dozen of these. It's missing another piece. It has something that it attaches to, but it doesn't matter. I already have so many of them, and here's 2 more. But the reason I really bought that thing... Yes!
Yeah.
Look at that! Oh my goodness. I'm very happy about that. And then a little Run Boy Run Yoshi. Let's see if I can make him run across the screen. And then a wind up. And this is pretty cool. I guess that's the one I should have made walk across the screen. You're not strong enough, Yoshi. Okay. But that was cool. And then a little bit later in the day, this is exactly what I was just complaining about. I did not want to buy this whole bag of toys, but I did because it had another wind-up Yoshi, and it had my favorite, Yellow Yoshi. I just got done playing Yoshi's Crafted World, and I played the whole thing with stock Yellow Yoshi. And yeah, very glad to have both of those. I will be putting these on my Mario shelf as soon as this video is over. The only other thing we're talking about in this bag of toys is whatever this is. I think it's top to something. I don't know, but I'm not keeping it. I will redonate these. Just put that aside. And then I'm just spotting other things over here that I got. I got another Ninja Turtle for the Ninja Turtle shelf. A little bit of representation for the newer series. I don't really want a lot of these, but it would be cool to put one set of those guys on there. Alright, another collectible that I got today. Do you guys remember these? I think McDonald's, but if not, some other fast food restaurant. Yep, McDonald's. It was like a VHS case, and then it had the toy inside. They did this with a couple different toy series. This one is dinosaurs. I actually remember seeing this when it was new in theaters. I was quite young. I'd really like to see the date on here. 2000, yep. So I would have been about 10 years old. 10 or 11 years old, and I remember getting it at McDonald's at the age of 10. That's pretty cool.
I don't remember that movie really at all.
Yeah, you've been just a little bit too young. 3 Pokemon cards today. I've not been picking up a lot of these, but sometimes I'll just come home with a mega haul of Pokemon cards from the bins because some kid, mom throws their childhood away. But 3 Pokemon. Like I said, random nonsense today. All right, let's go ahead and do the video games. Oh, look, I just spotted more Nerf stuff. Yep. Just a bag full of darts. We worked really hard on these. These were all up in a bin, and we dug through the entirety of the bin and got every single one of these. That almost doubles the number of Nerf darts I already had. So
That's a big haul of them. We don't usually come home with that many.
well, when you get to selling Nerf guns, it's nice to have those little extras to convince people to buy. So a really random stack of games here. Let's run through them real quick. Dawn of War for the PC. Just gonna go ahead and be honest with you. Didn't mean to buy it. Picked it up. Was gonna look up the price. Never did. So I think it's probably been missing discs, but I'll probably, if this isn't worth it. worth a dime or isn't worth anything to anybody, I'll probably just turn it into a spare case for something else. And then Arctic Thunder. This was the only game I got at the bins today. Shout out to my boy Oscar. We actually had somebody at the bins today recognize us from the channel, and I was not really doing well finding video games. Your boy Oscar came through, handed me this bad boy, and it's great because it's a game I don't have. If any games you see here today as we run through them, let us know if you think we should play them. I don't think I've played any of these, but I'm interested to know what you think. So, Oscar, thank you, my man. And then two Atari games, and these were in the lockbox at the bins, and this has happened a couple times in the last couple weeks. I've walked in, there's something in the bins. These didn't have a price on it, and I asked the boss lady, I said, hey boss lady, how much are those? And she said $1.99 each. I said, sure, I'll take them. Give me a reason to fire up my 2600. Very happy to get those. Donkey Kong, and what was this other one? Sneak and Peek. Dirty. Xbox Live Arcade Unplugged. Just another one of those arcade games I didn't have for the 360. And it was a couple bucks at a Savers. And then this I was very excited about. Hannah, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you want to play this?
I'm going to give it a solid 7.
Solid 7. Stitch. Experiment 626. And it's complete. It's in great condition. Very happy to have it. And then I got, finally, I've not bought many of these lately, but Guinness World Records Gamers Edition 2014. I'm trying to collect all of these for kind of an odd reason, but we have plans in the future to do, like, I keep hesitating in videos to say game review because I don't want to do traditional game reviews, but I want to do very specific deep dives into either games or types of games. And I just have been figuring that since that's coming, when it does come, I'll be very well off to have some of the kinds of information that will be easier to find in here than would really be able to find online. You know, really specific timestamps of what it was like when the stuff was made, like Skylanders. Like, I want to make a really specific kind of video on Skylanders for people who don't care about Skylanders but are curious what it is. I'll be getting information from these in the future. So, I'll have the whole set soon. I think I've got a little bit more than half of them. Alright, that's all that. That's all that. Alright, let's talk about the thing sitting just here off camera. I don't even know. I shouldn't have bought this, but I did. I think I'm going to keep a very small portion of them and either offload them to an antique store or someone else that wants them. But I got a box full of aluminum cans. Alright, we'll go through that in a second, but let me show you real quick. I found Knuckles' base. Boom. So that's awesome. If all my figures had that, that'd be cool. The odd Super Nintendo power supply. Pick up lots of those at the bins. As you can see, there's more darts in here. Forget about those. I haven't sorted them away. This is actually a power supply to a drone that I own, to a DJI Spark. So that was really, really cool to find. Really random. Actually, a buddy of mine at the bins found it and gave it to me. And I got a screen protector specifically for her phone. Bonus.
Very excited.
Action Cats. Well, I got this for Hannah. Did you see that I got this?
Oh my god, what is that?
It's some sort of trading card. We'll open them in a second. But let's talk about the cans first. I just gotta make sure there's no more treasures in here. Alright, this is literal garbage. I'm not unaware, but look at these. Dated 1997. A Stormtrooper on every one of them. I believe 97 or so. These would be from the year they re-released the Star Wars films in the theater for the first time, the original trilogy, a little bit before the prequels came out. And there's a handful of them in here. There's also, I think I'm going to keep these and put them on some sort of Star Wars shelf that I have here in the game room. And the only other one I'm kind of interested in, this seems almost gross to touch. Someone poked holes in the bottom of all of them and drained them out. I almost should have just left the liquid in. Darth Vader on that one. And then there's a Harley Davidson one that's pretty dope. We'll probably put that on a shelf somewhere. We have a lot of Harley Davidson shirts. I thought for a second that I had one on, because I did have one on a little bit earlier. But the rest of this is just really random stuff that I don't have any interest in. I'm sure there's probably a collector that I don't think anybody's going to want some of these, but there's a couple in here that are oddly specific. Like, I don't know what this is, but Fighting Irish Beer, it seems oddly specific. Maybe I can find a collector somewhere here that wants them, but this was all weightless. I'm actually surprised they didn't give it to me, because they allow you to take boxes for free at the bins and stuff, and This is the kind of thing that usually you get up to the cash register and they'd be like, just please get out of here with that. It's trash. But it's still, this is like maybe $2. So that was worth it for these Star Wars Pepsi cans. Diet Pepsi cans.
Solid.
What do you think, Hannah? Good buy or bad buy?
They're kind of icky, but I'm curious about them.
They are really neat to look at. You guys comment below, is this the best thing I've ever bought or the worst? I don't think there's going to be in between. Like, what is this? Purdue basketball.
There's a lot of those in here. Is that one 1997 too?
Yeah.
Someone really liked Purdue.
Yeah, that's all I want out of there. But yeah, that's that. I feel like I'm missing something. Did I get anything else? I'm sure I forgot something. Today was one of those hauls. But let's talk about favorites of the day. What's your favorite? Actually, yeah, what's your favorite thing you got?
The cups.
The Ninja Turtle cups? I'm pretty excited about those cans a little bit, but that Knuckles right there, that boy right there, if I could find something like that every day of the week, I'd be a much happier person. He's beautiful. Knuckles, Knuckles, Knuckles. Very excited about that. All right, let's do one more thing before we leave. Let's just find out what these are. Action Cats, the tabletop adventure expansion. Oh, it's for like a board game.
Ooh.
We'll open these and look at what maybe we can derive from these to see what the gameplay's like. And if you guys know about this game, let us know below if it's something that we should invest in. Well, that's all you need to see right there.
They're so beautiful.
All right, first thing to notice, there are kitty cats on the back of every card. Aw, none of these are cute as my cats, though.
That's true.
He's okay. He's basic. Look, okay, that's getting close. He kind of looks like Pants, just different color. But yeah, we're not gonna go through all of them. Uh-oh. Cuteness.
Oh my god!
Cuteness overload. So what's the gameplay like? This cat loses every game they play, and they're always complaining about it. I can't fathom what this game is. Action. This cat just killed an entire party of D&D characters. And lived happily ever after. Maybe it's some sort of weird hybrid of like Apples to Apples and some other board game.
Maybe.
But you can look at pretty kitties if you want. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Before you go, do me a favor, run over to our Discord. I would really like to have a discussion today in the YouTube comments if you would care to participate, as well as over on our Discord. Comment here and go on over there. What's the weirdest thing you've ever bought? Because I'm pretty sure just at the top of my list now is a box full of soda cans. Also, before you go, please hit that sub button. Help us get to 1,000 subs. We're almost there, and with your help, if you're watching, we could hit 1,000 really soon. Because every day I look at my analytics, and about half of you guys watching aren't subs. So hit that sub button, please. And then if you are sub, please hit that notification bell so that in the future, when we post videos of ourselves bringing home absolute trash from the thrift store, you'll get a notification as soon as we post those videos, and you can come back at that exact moment and look at our trash, and you can hang out with us then. Until then, guys, kitty cats out.
They're relevant. Look, there's Switch and there's some Disney affinities.
Okay, are you serious?
Yeah.
Legit, those are getting hung up somewhere here in the game room. That kitty cat's playing Switch. There's literally like half the collection of Disney affinities in it. That's so dope.
There's another Switch.
Listen, what? How did these people are pandering? The people who made this card game are pandering. Gamers like cats in video games. Okay, we're seriously leaving now. Bye.